Hi guys, and welcome back to my channel. Happy New Year everybody. I hope you had happy holidays, a good relaxing time, and you're starting your new year, your 2024. I have to get used to saying that, in a good spirit and in good health. And today, for this new year, for the start of this new year on my channel, I thought it would be great to do something beginner-friendly, but super elegantly. And I want to do a skater dress with shoulder pads, like very nice cornered shoulders. And overall, it's just gonna be really easy and elegant. And I already made my mock-up right here, which looks absolutely stunning. I love the neckline, I love the shoulder pads in this design, and I can't wait to show you. I made this one with one layer of skirt. I'm actually gonna do 2 layers of skirt. So I'm gonna have like a top layer and then an underlayer. And I hope that's gonna look really, really cute. I already cut everything out. This right here is my pattern and my fabric. I don't know, maybe olive green is my favorite color nowadays because everything seems to be olive green. But I think it's gonna look really nice. This is like a faux suede, which is super stretchy. As you can see right here, you'll need a stretchy material. Not just like a little bit of stretch, you'll need a lot of stretch for this because there's not going to be a zipper or anything. You need a jersey material, you know, made for t-shirts, made for knitwear, that kind of stuff. Not just a woven fabric with some elastin in it. That will not work. So choose a knit fabric, whatever you have, whatever you like, and then we can get started. One quick thing for the skirt, I actually cut out this whole skirt in one piece, which I advise you to do too. You can easily do that by folding your fabric once and then again, and then you just align both of the radiuses of your circle skirt pattern with the folds, and then you have a full circle like this, and you do it twice to get the 2 different length circles that you need for the skirt. So let's get started. So I'm gonna start with putting the bodice together. You cut out 2 of each, so we're gonna have a shell and a facing. The bodice is gonna be double lined because it just is a nicer thing to do. It looks more professional, more expensive, I guess. So what we're gonna do first is for both the facing and the shell, you wanna put your shoulder seams together. You want to put right sides together and close the shoulder seams, and then you don't want to actually overlock it because as it's going to get covered up, it's just going to be extra bulky for no reason. So just sew it and then we're going to iron it open for both the facing and the shell. As I said, you want to iron the shoulder seams open. And once done with that, we're gonna put the necklines together. So we're gonna put right sides of facing and shell on top of each other. At this moment, it doesn't matter yet what is facing, what is shell. Just put all of the seams, all of the notches together and sew around the full neckline right here. Depending what kind of fabric you're using, you might or might not have to cut towards the stitching line in the round areas. If you're using like a super 4-way stretch fabric, super stretchy 4-way stretch fabric, then you don't have to do that. I also recommend, if you're using, knit fabric like that, to just use 5 millimeters of seam allowance. I am using this faux suede, which is a tiny bit different. So it is only a 2-way stretch, and I hope that it will work. I'll update you. So for me, so that everything lays nice, I have to cut into the round areas here of my neckline, because now I'm actually going to understitch the whole neckline, and that determines now what is your wrong and what is your right side. It doesn't matter really, but afterwards it matters. So let's do that. So with the understitching now done, we can fold everything through the neckline, through the neck, so that we get the result that we want, which is this right here. And now we can go ahead and iron the ditch of the seam towards the facing side, so the inside. I like to have my facing up for that. It's just easier for me to see if everything looks even. And because of the understitching, this should be fairly easy. Like the facing should already kind of roll towards the inside, because that's really what the understitching is supposed to do. Just keep the facing on the inside and not be visible on the outside. As you can see right here, none of the ditch or the understitching is visible on the shell, so that's really nice. And that is what the bodice should end up looking like with the finished neckline. Now, because I'm gonna do shoulder pads, which is optional, you don't have to do that if you don't want to, then I'd recommend you drop the shoulder seam by a centimeter here though, because otherwise it's just gonna pop up like that and it's probably not gonna look nice. I think I showed it in videos before, and also in my code guide there is a section where you can find how to adjust the shoulders for pads and whatnot. So if you already have that or you're looking to buy that, it's in there as well. And probably there are some tutorials on YouTube as well. So it's not a big deal. You can easily do that at home as well, but this pattern is made for the shoulder pads, which I have right here. So these are technically shoulder pads that are supposed to be, you know, visible on the very inside and not in between lining and shell or facing and shell. And I think I want to put that, you know, put it in here, shorten it and sew it in by hand, and it's just going to be visible like that. So let's continue on with closing the side seams. As it is a double lined piece, you want to go and flip the shell up so the facing is exposed, and then you can close both of these sides, and then you're just gonna, you know, turn this all over, and then you can close the shell right sides together. Same with the shoulder seams, you want to iron the side seams open as well, just to get a flat side seam. And now once you flip everything right sides out, it should look really, really neat, like so. And now we can go and put the sleeves on. The sleeves are pretty straightforward. They're just a normal sleeve, so you're just going to put right sides together to close the sleeve side seam. And then by aligning, you know, all the notches and the side seam with your bodice, we're going to put the sleeves in. So my fabric does not fray, yours might, so I'd advise to check that. But because my fabric does not fray, I actually don't really see why I should overlock the side seam of the sleeve. But if your fabric frays, obviously you want to overlock the sleeve, because it's not double lined, it's just a single layer, so the raw edge will be exposed. And if you're overlocking, then you just iron the seam allowance towards the back of the sleeve. I'm just gonna iron it open as I don't need to overlock. And once done with that, we can hem the sleeve by just folding it 1 centimeter up twice and top stitching it. Okay, so I'm going to put the sleeve in. I have the other one already prepared. This is just, you know, matching up the notches. I'm gonna sew both layers onto the sleeve, and then you can overlock if you want to, or like me, I'm not gonna overlock. And yeah, that's it. And then we're going to continue with the shoulder pad that I already put into this side right here. So before we add the shoulder pads, we want to go ahead and iron the seam allowance of the shoulder into the sleeve. And what I like to do, and I feel like it's giving the sleeve also a really nice shape, is to kind of stretch the whole sleeve cap over top of a tailor's hem. I have this very round one, which works very well for this, so that I am able to iron the seam allowance and steam the seam allowance towards the sleeve. It may also help to clip into the seam allowance to avoid bubbling up of the seam, but once you remove this, it already gives a really nice shape. Without the shoulder pad, I already added it to this side here, which obviously is giving an even better shape. So that's what we're gonna do here as well. And you can see how everything looks like Looks really neat and tidy. So I have my shoulder pad right here. As I said, this is a shoulder pad that is basically lined. So this is made to sit visibly on the inside. It's not one that is between layers like for blazers and stuff like that. This is made to be visible or like to be used in unlined garments or, you know, situations like this where you simply can't use it on the inside because there is no access to it anymore. And we're gonna put this in. First thing that I already did is I folded this on top of each other and determined the center line, the shoulder line right here. So I know where to align this on my shoulder. And what I like to have is this kind of overlap by about like 1.5 centimeters, as I did right here. It's just giving a nicer shoulder in the end. So I'm gonna align the needle that I added with my shoulder seam, and then I'm gonna go parallel to the arm's eye seam right here. So like this, I'm gonna add a pin into the seam right here. And then also I'm gonna add the pin here to keep this in place. And then I'm just gonna work my way down, making sure that the seam stays straight. There's not gonna be any weird wobbly lines like that. And it's slowly but surely gonna, you know, decrease the overlap, as you can see right here. And then I'm just gonna pin everything in place. And I'm pinning into the seam right here so that I can very nicely see what I am doing, basically. And I'm gonna repeat the same on the back. And this allows me now to actually check whether my work is neat and tidy or if I need to do anything else, or like any adjustments. But it looks like this is fine as is. And now I can go ahead and actually hand sew the shoulder pad in place. And I didn't like do anything specific. I just fixed it in place once right here at the shoulder seam, only stitching into the facing, not the shell. And then here I just went like that. I'm gonna show you what I mean by that. So first off, we're gonna use some thread and fix the shoulder in place. So for the first stitch, I'm gonna go from the inside here so that you don't see the knot. So I'm gonna go from here into the pad, and then I'm gonna use some loose stitches only into the facing to fix the shoulder pad in place. This doesn't have to be a whole bunch, it just needs to be secure. So this is already enough. I'm gonna knot this off. And now this makes sense why I went into the seam right here, because now this allows me to kind of pop out the shoulder pad like this and expose the seam allowance here without anything moving at all, because it is fixed nicely in place on the right side. So I'm gonna start with the knot being invisible like this. Now I want to go right where the stitching line is. I'm just going to go through the pad because I don't care. Obviously you can also not do that and just go through like a tiny bit of the pad, but I just felt like this is more secure to just go through the whole thing. I'm gonna sew right next to the actual stitching line of my arm's eye to get like a super secure seam right here. And you can check the right side so that there are no like visible stitches that you made, and also knot off your thread. And with that, the shoulder pad is in place and we can take out all of the pins and the shoulder pad is secure. So let's continue with the circle skirts, and both of them work exactly the same way. So the first thing that you want to do is hem the skirt. I'm going to just double fold this and go all around it with a visible top stitch at 5 millimeters, and then I'm going to repeat the same for the other layer of the circle skirt. And when the skirt is hemmed, don't forget to iron the hem flat. By the way, I found that it was super easy to use a hemming foot with elastic fabrics, even though you're working with a circle skirt. So if you have one of those, you can try that out. If not, you might want to do that by hand. Okay, and with that done, we can put now both of the skirts onto our top, and I want to go about this in a specific way. So we have 2 layers of fabric here, the shell and the facing, and I want to add the the shorter of the 2 skirts to the shell and the bigger of the 2 skirts to the facing. But I think I want to treat all of this as one layer, so I'm going to sew around this one time only, which means that I have to kind of prepare the layers with like pins so that they fit together perfectly. So I'm just gonna match up the 4 points in the skirt, which are while you're cutting out your pattern piece, you know, where the folds are. That's basically what I marked, to match that up with the front, side seams and back. And I'm gonna repeat the same thing with the bigger of the 2 skirts while making sure that the correct size faces the facing, so that, you know, the correct side is going to end up sitting towards the outside. Okay, now I have the shell pinned to the shorter of the 2 skirts, and I'm also going to pin the facing onto this whole thing, you know, treating this as one layer. And now I'm going to add the longer of the 2 skirts, and I want the seam allowance to sit in between the skirts. So this is my skirt, my shorter skirt, and this is my bigger skirt. So I want my bigger skirt to match up with the center back, wrong sides facing the right side of my bodice facing. So I can like put this whole skirt towards the inside here so that it's easier for me to pin. So I basically turned the skirt wrong sides out and then put it on the inside, and now I can match up all of the notches with the seams and then also with the notches of the other skirt. And now I can go around this and sew this together, and if you need to, then you also can overlock. And that's it for today's video. I hope you enjoyed this short start into the new year, and I hope you like the dress. It is super easy, and as I said, if you're not comfortable with the shoulder pads, you can just take them out and just take out about 1.5 centimeters of the shoulder seam. If you haven't already, please go ahead and subscribe to my channel and ring the bell so you'll get notified. Leave a comment for the algorithm down below. It would help me tremendously to get notified by, you know, other interested viewers. So thank you so much for that. In the meantime, if you haven't already, go check out my social media for short format content. Links to all of that are in the description down below. Also hit follow there to never miss anything there. The most direct way to support me is to head over to my Etsy store. You'll find all the patterns as well as this pattern over there, all with tutorials alongside them, so go check out that. A special thank you to my channel members. You can get exclusive benefits through the link in the description down below. So thank you so much for watching, and I'm gonna see you next Sunday. Bye guys!